My stepsister had her eyes on my husband, but my husband was a crazy, obsessive lover. When my stepsister wore a bathrobe and hugged him from behind, my husband directly broke her arm. Do you know how much effort I put in to win Emma over? If you dare come near me again, it won't be just a broken arm. My sister was so scared, she ran away crawling. When I brought Steven to meet my parents, my stepsister Linda kept staring at him. I knew my stepsister had fallen for my boyfriend. This girl had been stealing my things since childhood. During one meal, my mom's family thoroughly investigated Steven's background. Today was my period and I wasn't feeling well. Steven went to the kitchen to make me brown sugar water. Taking this opportunity, my mom said, "Emma, your boyfriend is quite excellent, but he doesn't really match you. How about this, Steven, to your sister? Your sister is lively and beautiful. They'd look much better together than you and him." I laughed. What kind of nerve did my mom have to say such things? My sister was born to my mom and her later husband. She looked like her dad. Puffy eyes, droopy eyelids, flat nose. She started getting plastic surgery at 18. She looked much better now, but the artificial look was obvious. Seeing my lack of response, that my mom got angry. "You stubborn girl, you're the older sister. Can't you be more considerate and give your husband to your sister?" She sighed. "What a waste raising you all these years. You're such an ungrateful brat." I was amazed by my mom's audacity. How could she have the nerve to say such things? After my parents divorced, my dad sent my mom monthly child support. She barely spent any of that money on me. She never bought me a single new outfit or toy. Neighbors took pity on me and gave me their children's outgrown clothes and old toys. My stepfather's mother couldn't stand it either and secretly used her savings to help me. I started washing clothes and cooking when I was 7 or 8. Later, when I got older, I worked summer jobs to save money for school supplies and textbook fees. I got to where I am today through my own efforts. But my mom treated my sister and me completely differently. She spoiled her run. Whenever my sister wanted something I had, my mom would help her take it. Thinking about it this way, it wasn't surprising my mom would say such outrageous things. Soon, Steven came over with the brown sugar water. My mom and stepsister weren't completely clueless. They immediately shut up. "The brown sugar water is a bit hot. Let me feed it to you." Steven scooped up some brown sugar water, gently blew on it, and brought it to my lips. I felt embarrassed. There are people here. I can do it myself. Steven's eyes were bold. "I'm feeding my wife brown sugar water. Who dares have an opinion?" Linda smiled apologetically. "How could we have an opinion? We're happy for sister seeing how good you are to her. I really envy sister for meeting such a good man like brother-in-law, just for a stomachache. Brother-in-law personally feeds her medicine. People who don't know might think her hands are broken." She was calling me dramatic. Unfortunately, Steven, this crazy, obsessive lover, didn't think like normal people. Steven slammed the bowl of brown sugar water on the coffee table. "Are you cursing Emma?" His aura was cold. Linda felt like she was being watched by a cold snake. I was so scared. Tears came out. "That's not what I meant. I was complimenting brother-in-law for being so good." Steven snorted coldly. "You better not be." Linda was still shaken. It took her a while to recover. Watching Steven's attentive care for me, she became even more envious. "Mother-in-law. Actually, I'm on my period too. Could you make me a cup of brown sugar water?" Her voice was sickeningly sweet. I got goosebumps all over. Steven laughed coldly. "Are your hands or feet broken? Can't you make it yourself?" Linda felt wronged. "But didn't you make it for my sister? Emma is my wife." "What are you?" Steven mocked. "Do you think you're worthy?" Linda couldn't take Steven's merciless attack anymore. She covered her mouth and ran to her room. I enjoyed Steven's feeding while watching the show. This Steven was a tough nut to crack, not something Linda could easily handle. After a while, Linda composed herself and came out of her room. Seeing only me in the living room, she looked at me with resentful eyes. "And don't get too cocky. I was able to steal your design work back then, and I can steal your husband now. Oh, you can try." My tone was casual, but my mood wasn't calm. In my freshman year, I wanted to study architecture abroad. I drew many designs to send to a highly ranked overseas design school. Linda stole my designs and submitted them under her name. In the end, I got into my dream school while I stayed in the country. But Linda was all looks and no substance. Without my designs, she was nothing. She delayed graduation for 2 years before barely making it through. This was my life's biggest regret. If it weren't for Linda's grandmother being kind to me, I'd never want to see the Wilson family again. But she was now living with her younger son, not here. "What are you talking about?" Steven's voice suddenly appeared from behind. Linda jumped, and seeing his expressionless face, he smiled sweetly. "Brother-in-law, I just graduated college and haven't found a job yet. Since you own a design firm, could I intern at your company?" Steven looked at her deeply, then said flatly, "Of course. No problem. Brother-in-law, you're so good. I love you." Steven smiled without warmth. "It's what I should do." Steven knew about how Linda had screwed me over back then. Linda was about to face disaster. She thought Steven had finally taken the bait, smiling sweetly. The next day, Linda dressed up like a peacock and came to work. When Steven and I entered, we heard Linda chatting with her new colleagues. She said in a boastful tone, "This company is so hard to get into. Luckily, I have a special relationship with Steven." Colleagues asked, "Special? How special?" "Very intimate." Linda blushed slightly. "Oh, stop asking. Steven values privacy and doesn't want our relationship to be known." She seemed to say nothing while saying everything. She was misleading her new colleagues into thinking Steven was her boyfriend. Well, the colleagues exchanged glances, looking at Linda with more disdain. As an obsessive lover, Steven had made our relationship public on my first day at the company.